What is up, guys? This is your source, and I wanted to do another video. I know it's been a while, been busy, but anyways, wanted to do a little update on this guy, my Lacroix electric skateboard. I've had it since June, ridden it quite a bit. I was out with an injury for a few months, but I've been riding again for a while, and I love the board. I mean, it's awesome. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit, do a little update on my thoughts on the board, if I still recommend it, what are maybe some gripes that some people have had, do I feel the same, yeah, and then also a few little mods. And at the end of the video I have something else I wanted to talk to you guys about briefly, and maybe you can give me some comments on. Okay, so this board, like I said, I've had it since June. It's been awesome. In my opinion, would I still recommend it? Absolutely yes. It's not a board for everyone. It's not necessarily a beginner's board. It's not the cheapest board, and it has a ton of power, but it's really amazing. And unless you're looking for something that's super light and compact, which this is not, it's the opposite of that, really. But unless you're looking for something like that, if you just want something that's super comfortable, has incredible range, flex to the deck, great stability at low and high speeds, just really fun. Yeah, I mean, this is it, in my opinion. Of the boards that I've tried out and owned, this is my personal favorite. So, I've talked about that before, and you can see some of my other comments in my other videos, but what are some of the gripes that people may have with the Lacroix? Well, one is with their remote. So they're using the Nano V2 remote, and basically, some people just complain that with such a high-end board, why such a kind of generic, cheap remote? So, it's a legitimate question. But what are my thoughts on the remote as a real user? Honestly, I really enjoy the remote. I really like it for a few reasons. The connection is super solid. It's very stable. I've never had any issues with dropouts or cutouts or anything like that. I like the feel of the remote. I feel that it's pretty ergonomic in the hand. I'm a fan of the finger loop. And I like the response of the throttle. Of course, the board is tuned very well as well to respond to the braking and the throttle. So kudos to Lacroix for kind of setting it up that way. But yeah, it works out really well. No real frills. It just has 2 speed modes. But yeah, it works really well, and the battery lasts for a long enough time. And the good thing is, because it's such an inexpensive remote, if you ever do lose it or smash it or something like that, it's not a big deal to replace. Now, obviously, this is also user preference. People coming from like Boosted, and they really like the scroll wheel with the throttle wheel with the Deadman switch. Some of them may not like this as much, and it's true, it doesn't have any information like board battery or remote battery on the remote itself, which that would be nice, but I don't feel it's that big of a deal. All in all, I really enjoy it. I have the R2 remote for the Evolve Bamboo GT, and it's a good remote as well. I do like it, but I'm totally happy with the Nano V2. So I talked about the battery indicator, so that's another gripe that some people have, that this board does not have a battery indicator. And that's true, not on the remote or on the board itself anywhere. And it's true, I mean, that would be kind of nice to have, I guess. But if, it would drive the cost up more, or I believe that Alex from Lacroix was saying that they don't really want that because they didn't want to compromise any of their enclosure. I mean, here's the thing, as a real user, would it be nice to have? Sure. I mean, that's great, more information. But they also have a Bluetooth module in this. So you can download an app for iOS or Android and monitor your battery and a whole bunch of other stuff as well, which is just as good, if not better, to me than just having a little bit of information just about the battery. So I don't really feel like it's a deal breaker at all. And I have an Android, so I have Acmaniac app, and that thing is amazing for what you can see on it. When I first got my board, actually the Bluetooth module wasn't working properly, but Alex sent me a new one for free. I switched it out, super easy. Now it works great. So I really, really enjoy it. What are some other issues that people talk about? You know, it is a really heavy board, but it's not the heaviest board, and it's definitely not the lightest board. It's over 25 pounds. I think it's just around 27. So it's not that light, but you know, that's kind of the price you pay for such massive motors, battery, and just, you know, good components. And they've done what they could to shave weight. So like Alex says, you know, with the current technology, battery technology, you know, the motors and what they're able to do, you're not really going to get anything with this performance for really lighter weight. So I don't really have a complaint about that. So another small gripe is this guy, the charge port. It always pops open. I don't like that, but it's very minor. So I don't know if I'm the only person, and I've had that issue with other boards as well, or ones where it's very difficult to get the little cap off of the charge port. It's minor, an irritation, not that big of a deal, but you know, full disclosure, I don't like that. And the only other thing, you know, that I would like in the board is on the motor mounts to have something to protect them so they don't get all scratched up. And this is leading into my mods, just put this Velcro on it, the soft side, just so that it wouldn't get scratched. I don't know if you can see it there on the camera. Doesn't look the nicest, and I'd like to get some like vinyl wrap or something to make it look nicer, but yeah. And I wouldn't mind lights on the board, you know, that'd be nice. It doesn't come with them, but I did get these. They're just these little signal lights. They're not really meant for full illumination like shred lights, which won't work with this board because of the truck setup. And I have it up here. These are the white ones. I got some red ones down there. They're super, super cheap. They're not really made for illumination. They're more just for putting out a signal that, hey, you know, I'm here when it gets dark and cars can see you. It's like, these were like, you know, less than $3 a piece. Come with a little Velcro strap. Really easy to use. So, you know, you can go more expensive if you want, but all of this cost me only a few bucks, and kind of helps to keep me safe and keep my board from getting trashed. So the other thing was the weight. Yeah, it's a heavy board. Now, I do have the backpack, Osprey Camber 22, and it's the Lacroix edition. And it's nice. It's a nice bag, and I've done a review on that, which you can check out in another video. I'm not going to talk too much about it right now. But you can strap the board on here and carry the board with it. You can't do that and use the helmet carry at the same time, which is, you know, a little lame, but whatever. And that does work to strap the board on and carry it around. But it's still, you know, a fair amount of weight on your shoulders. So what I do, whenever I don't need to put it on the backpack, I use this guy. So this is a retractable dog leash, and I love it. This thing cost me like $5. So what I do, instead of, you know, trying to strap my board to the bag, which is also takes a little bit of time, and that's the case with any board bag, or picking it up by the motors there, where, you know, it still has some weight on that end, so it's a little bit heavy. I just take this and I just simply wrap it around the front truck and clip it on. And then, you know, I can leave it on the ground and just pull it around like a dog behind me. And I don't really care if it looks funny. It's super easy. It kind of negates the whole weight issue thing. And this was super cheap. So it's a really cheap little mod, you know. This one is up sky. But anyways, they make different ones. But yeah, worked out really good. So that's my thoughts on it. Would I recommend this board still? Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's the thing that I want to talk to you guys about. I like it so much, and so does my wife, who currently rides a Evolve Bamboo GT, that we're going to probably put her board up for sale. But we did purchase another one for her. So we're going to Montreal this weekend to pick it up, and I'm going to get to talk to Alex a little bit while I'm there from Lacroix. So if you guys have any questions about the company or the board or anything like that that you want to see, you know, let me know in the comments below. And if at all possible, you know, I'll try to put it in the video and ask Alex and see if you guys can get some information, because, you know, for a purchase like this, you want to know as much as you can before you make the purchase. But hope you guys like this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.